What's up, y'all? It's your boy Chubs back at y'all with a whole nother story time today. I'm here to talk about how I almost got my friend. I ain't seen him in a while. My boy Kavan, he almost got put off the earth, man. Some random dude driving the car, and it was my fault. I'm not even gonna hold y'all up. I'm gonna go ahead and sit here and talk to y'all about that crap today. It was a little wild, so y'all lock in. I'm about to go ahead and get into this little story. So look, y'all, it was hot. It was real hot. So like we all on the game, you know. It was me, my brother, Kavan, Tyrone, you know. We on the game trying to figure out like what we gonna end up doing today. Usually we end up doing something just like to waste time. Like we either go to the movies or something like that, or we hit up the mall and like walk around, see whatever shoes the boy trying to get. But we was trying to hoop today. So we was like, cool, we gonna go up there. It was a basketball court right up the street from my house. Yeah, so like I already said, it was hot. Like it was real hot that day, to keep it real. It wasn't really like hooping weather, and it wasn't really the heat, even though I'm talking about it was hot. It was the humidity. You know, Michigan, some days it just be a whole lot of humidity sitting in the air, and that was what was killing me. But they talking about, you know, we're gonna go hoop today. So I'm like, all right, whatever, we're gonna go hoop. Get up there to the court. I already know it's about to happen, because like I said, it's the humidity. I know I ain't the only one feeling it, you know what I'm saying? Get up there, we always start up a game of 21, no matter how many people it is, just for like a little warm up. We don't need no help getting warmed up, but whatever. We started up the first game or whatever, and just what I thought what was gonna happen ended up happening. Basically, everybody playing lazy. You know, it's just the humidity, man. It ain't nobody fault, but everybody fighting through it. You know, it was just kind of one of them days. We like, screw it, we already up here. We just gonna play through it. But everybody playing lazy, so it started off pretty rough. Run about maybe 2-3 games. We never actually started up a for real game. Wasn't nobody feeling like running full court, stuff like that. You know, all big back type activities. We wasn't really trying to do too much. So we ended up getting tired, and right around the corner from this court is a marathon, like a gas station, you know. And we kind of been going there a long time, so we got pretty used to like the people that's been like running it in there. One of our favorite dudes, he usually working every day, so we kind of knew he was already up in there, our boy Steve. I really don't remember when it started, but he used to hook us up with like snacks and stuff like that. Like we kind of go in there, we ain't had to pay nothing. I don't know why that was the case and stuff. Like he was just looking out for dudes. Like we'll get, and like it would be like, this time it's only 4 of us, but like usually it'd be like 6-7 of us. You know what I'm saying? But it was just 4 of us. Like I said, I was with my brother. I was with you know, it was me, my brother, Kavan, and Tyrone. So we up after the court, we getting tired and stuff like that. Boy Tyrone talking about, man, I'm trying to hit the stove. He was always the first, man. He was always the first one trying to go to the stove every time. But I ain't gonna lie, that's my boy. That's my boy, so leave him alone. Yeah, but he convinced all of us to start walking towards the stove. So like, yeah, you know, everybody feeling a little thirsty. We all stupid. Ain't nobody bring no water. Ain't nobody bring nothing with us. So we like, all right, we start making our way up there towards the stove. On the way to the stove, ain't nothing too much going on and stuff like that. It's just like a little chill walk up there to the stove. You know, but we just get kind of cracking jokes on each other. Nothing crazy end up happening. So we get to the stove, and we was already expecting my boy Steve that hook us up with all the snacks and stuff to be up there. We kind of expected at this point. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, you know, for the most part, I know Tyrone always brought money. I always brought money. Jordan wasn't with us, but he usually, you know, it was kind of like hit or miss with him. It was some people just didn't really bring it, you know. So, you know, look, so we go in there, and he basically like, what's up? We tell him like, what's up? He dap us up. We end up getting what we want, and we end up leaving. Now, I end up grabbing me a bag of chips, a Faygo, and some fruit snacks. You know, nothing too crazy. You know, just 3 little things. Now, y'all know it's always like one person in the group that just kind of always mess up a good thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't gotta explain too much. Y'all know who I'm saying. Y'all all got your own friend group. It don't matter what type of group it is. It's always 1, maybe 2 people that kind of just mess up a good thing. And they known for it, but you know, you love them through it anyway. You know what I'm saying? That's your boy, that's your girl, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I ain't gonna say no names, but I'm gonna say one of our friends basically made it to where at some point we was only able to grab one thing. Nah, that don't really matter as far as this story. I got to grab what I want, you know what I'm saying? But like at some point, it was a limit put on this. We was only able to grab one thing because one of my friends got a little bit too touchy with all the snacks up in the store, and I ain't really like that. And Steve ain't really like that too much, which is why he ended up putting a limit on it. But anyway, I ended up grabbing my stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I ended up grabbing me a Faygo, bag of chips, and some fruit snacks. That was my little 3 things. I was good to go. I was straight with that. I already knew what was up after we left from the store, because we wasn't about to go back to the court or nothing like that. At this point, like we kind of in like chill zone. At this point, we probably about to crack a couple jokes. Usually we end up popping up maybe at one of like the houses, because we all kind of stayed a little bit near to each other. So we just end up popping up in one of the houses. That's what I thought we was about to do. But we hooped so much and like played the game so much, we never like ventured out, like not that far from like where we had already stayed. So we decided to go ahead and start walking around. It was getting later in the day at this point. It was still pretty hot. The humidity was kind of dropping a little bit. You know, it was still there, but it wasn't that bad. So we decided to just kind of chill and walk. Got our snacks, everybody chilled down after drinking their drinks and stuff like that. We ended up heading basically 30 minutes in the direction we kind of never went, just to kind of see what was out there. Got pretty bored during that time, so we did what all dudes do. You know, we kind of started cracking jokes on each other. That was kind of, you know, that's where the like your mama jokes and stuff like that come out. So during this whole little walk, even after, you know, we cracked a couple jokes and we talked about everything we need to talk about, we was still pretty bored. So this is when I started to pull out my fruit snacks. Now, even though these fruit snacks was delicious, you know, I rarely ever eat fruit snacks. That's not really important, but I started to take out these fruit snacks and not eat them, but I started to just kind of throw them. Now, we were walking on a sidewalk right next to a main street. I said we wasn't really too known for the, like, we didn't know what was coming up during the street. We was just kind of going random directions or whatever. So I ended up pulling out these fruit snacks and I started throwing them towards cars that was passing us. Now my boy Tyrone, he like, look man, you gotta chill, cause you already know, like, you know, people a little crazy. And I heard what he said, you know, I understood everything he said right before I threw another fruit snack at a car. I got like listening problems sometimes. I'm still working on it, but I should have chilled on some real stuff. We got a couple reactions. Some people didn't even notice it. Other people honked their horn, stuff like, look, I should have chilled, but I didn't. I threw, there was this Cadillac coming. I go ahead and I throw the fruit snack. Look, I didn't even hit like the back of his I hit the back of his car. I hit like the front of his windshield. It did a nice little thump. Mind you, it's just a fruit snack. This must have been a heavy, man. This fruit snack had to be heavy as hell. But it do a nice little thump. This boy stopped mid-road. That boy, all you hear is, that boy, look, the Cadillac, he did like, look, he hit the brakes so hard, and then he did a U-turn. Everybody looked at me, and they started running forward. Now, me, my brother, Tyrone, we all immediately ran across the street. Kavan is like a deer in headlights. He just looking, he don't know what's going on. So before he could even take himself out of the shock he put himself in to even try to run across the street, this Cadillac and did the whole turn in the street, and he drive up and he cuts Kavan off right there in the middle. He cuts him like he pulls up right towards like Kavan. Like I thought he hit him. I'm crossing the street and I thought Kavan got hit, but he didn't. He pulled up right up in front of him, and this big dude gets out the car. And this is why I thought Tyrone. This is where I thought Kavan lost his life. I see boy, when he get out the car, he lift up his shirt. And when he lift up his shirt, he put his hands in his pants. And I ain't think he was trying to get freaky with Kavan, but you know, you never know. So I looked back, but I seen something silver. And I was like, oh crap. My mind went to like the worst or whatever. But I guess in this time, Kavan has snapped out of him. Now, Kavan was pretty fast. So he ended up juking boy going across the street. And all I heard was me crossing the street before I turned around again is, y'all motherfuckers want to fuck with me? and it's this really fat dude, and it ended up being, I thought boy was strapped up the way he pulled up his shirt. I'm not even gonna hold y'all up. Boy had a box cutter. He just had this really, I don't even know where he got this thing. He had this really big box. I don't know what he was gonna do with it. I had no idea what he was gonna do with it. He just had this really big box cutter, and he was like really pissed. He was really pissed off. So Kavan snaps out of whatever trance he is, and he runs across the street, and he catches up with us, and dude is yelling at us. He said, I'm gonna wait right here for you mother, to come back or whatever. There was only two ways. I don't know if he knew this, but there were two bridges in the area that we went. We had to like cross a bridge, and I don't know if he thought that there was just one bridge, but there was a whole nother bridge. You just kind of had to walk, not even like just a couple blocks up. So we ended up walking up that block because we didn't want no smoke with dude, because he ended up parking his car there. He was waiting for us to come back because he knew we stayed on like the other side of the bridge or whatever. So we ended up going towards the other bridge to go ahead and walk back. The whole time Tyrone was cussing me out, everybody cussing me out. He said, you see, you don't listen. You don't listen to nobody. It's your problem. You could have got him killed. You could have got Kavan killed, bro. You could have got all us killed, bro. What's wrong with you? And it's like, you throwing fruit snakes at cars for what? And I heard what he was saying, but like, yeah, I had to chill, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. I did hear what he was saying, but I wasn't like, I'm like, ain't nothing really happening. Everybody was good and stuff like that. I understand I shouldn't have been throwing fruit snakes at the car, but yeah, I was young. Yeah, it'd be alright. Ain't nothing happen for real. Everybody be good. But nah, everybody was cool after that. Tyron was a little mad. Kavan was actually chill about the whole situation. So yeah, that's what ended up happening, though. Shit. Yeah, that's the story, though. I'll see y'all next time with it, gang.